Right. Make us work for things. That's part of The Sims 4's issue, is that the game is too darn easy. Why am I playing? And then there's a pop-up that says, oh, you look like you're struggling. Here's 50,000 simoleons. Like, who's this game made for? 4-year-olds? Like, get a job and work. Like, what? What I want to know is why Second Life is listed as the game on Life by You's latest update. That had to be an accident. I hope this doesn't turn out to be like Second Life. Oh, Lord. All right, we have another Life by You update. This one is centered around the design decisions that the team is making around gameplay and tuning and tasks. I think the fact that these tools are going to be available to the player absolutely changes everything. They've talked about modability before with this game, but I feel like they really haven't even scratched the surface of what we will be able to do with these tools, because they mention that we can change so much in terms of the objects and also with the conversations as well. So many aspects of this game are going to be moddable. Could you imagine if we had the ability to change this sort of thing with objects in The Sims 4? Like, look at this. The variants: 0, entry level; level 1, less bad; level 2, okay; level 3, good; level 4, best. This is honestly very easy to understand. Capacity 3, capacity 4, and the number goes up as you go down and get to a better variant. The cycle length also decreases, starting at 60 minutes, going all the way down to 30 minutes, and the reliability starts at 0 and goes all the way up to 3. Only the level 0 and level 1 have the wastewater flags, but the levels 2 through 4 do not. The fact that these tools, you guys, are going to be coming for everyone to use is insane. Like, I know there are games out there that give modding tools to their players, and what they'll do is, like, for example, if the game is made in Unreal Engine, they'll give you like the Unreal Engine editor, but like you have to learn everything in Unreal, and Unreal is very, very overwhelming, at least in my opinion. It's like jumping into Adobe After Effects and have never made like an intro or an animation or anything. Like, there's so many tools, there's so many buttons, you don't know what to do or where to start. That's how Unreal Engine is, at least for me, because I'm not a game developer, but it seems as though they've made their own editors that will probably be very user-friendly. They definitely weren't lying when they said the most moddable life sim.
We tend to use level 0 for things that you get for free at the start of the game. So the laptop that you get at the start of the game is a level 0 laptop, for example. So the idea is, these are usually, it's not worth your time to sell them for cash. They're there as a backup until you get a higher level utility that you will need. And level 0 ones and low level ones generally have problems. So in this case, level 0 ones are a water waster, and what that does is that will add to your daily utility cost bill. So you get charged for electricity, water, gas if appropriate, and so forth.
I still like that we have the ability to actually change that though. We can customize that and we can specify if we want level 1 or level 0 to waste water, how much better we want the higher levels to be from the lower levels. Like, you can make it a much bigger jump in quality or a more subtle jump in quality. Like, you can change any of those variables. Like, and to think the possibilities, this is just for, what is this, the washing machines? Yeah, Rod mentions the laptop. Like, you can just think of anything for this. Like, I'm sure we could do this for a refrigerator too. Like, God, there is so much customization. And to think, like, in a world now where we have The Sims 4 and like, yeah, there's some creative freedom, but not like this. When we're talking like this, there is no creative freedom. You can't do or change anything like that. I feel like modders can do some things, but like not to the extent of this. And also, it's not as easy and user-friendly as this. Like, this is going to be so easy for anyone, even, simmers or creators that have never made a single mod in their life. They're going to be able to use this and change things. Like, I have always wanted to dive into mods. I have never done it because it's intimidating. But when I look at this, I'm like, oh wow, this doesn't even seem that hard, I feel like this is such an underrated part of this game that people aren't talking about. And honestly, I wasn't even talking about it because I just couldn't see myself using it, no matter how easy it is It's like, oh, I'll just let other people do those things and I can put them in my game. But it's like, now I'm like actually thinking, I want to sit down and I want to mess around with stuff. Like, this is cool. Yeah, he's typing in things and he's searching them up. We're going to be able to do this with like every object, or probably every functional object, or most functional objects, if that happens to not be the case. But wow, this is amazing. Rod is literally getting lost in his own program, and he literally had to stop himself because he knows that he's going to spend so much time in here looking through everything, changing everything, because there's so much to do. There's so much to change. The fact that we can just adjust all these tunings like it's nothing. Like, this is so easy. It's just like, wow. Oh my gosh, you guys, I need this game now.
The reason for this odd tuning is like, whoa, 200 grand right at the beginning, is because we've tried to go for a plausible real estate pricing.
That's what I was about to, I was like, wait a minute, because when you're in The Sims 4 and you start a household, don't you have, isn't it like 20,000? I was like, did you accidentally hit the zero key, Mr. Rod? We're looking at $200,000 here. But real estate makes sense.
So we have got real estate pricing by square foot within the build tool, and also the sum of all of the objects, including the progression factors that I showed you earlier, as the basic cost.
Exactly. So it seems like the pricing and the economics are going to be more, it seems like realistic to like real life US dollars. That's at least what I'm getting from this. I like the formula, and I like the fact that we can just come in here and change that on the fly. That's amazing.
We didn't want to have a toy economy, because we think that part of the benefit of a life sim set in modern times is you get to bring across like semi-plausible real world prices, right? And, you know, in tourist towns, you know, or real estate in general can go into the hundreds of thousands or millions of euros or dollars or pounds, wherever you are. And we wanted that to be reflected within our game. So this tuning means that you can afford one of the starting houses and a scooter or a bike, but you can't afford a car.
I'm just gonna say it, I don't even give a fuck about the graphics anymore. This game is going to be fun. This game is going to give players that played The Sims 3 that same feeling they got when they played The Sims 3, where they didn't feel like they ran into a dead end with like what's happening or what to do or what to change, because there is going to be so much to do and so much that's happening and so much to change and customize. I feel like the boredom curve for this is going to be a lot different than The Sims 4, where The Sims 4 is kind of just like you're playing, you're doing things, but eventually, in order for things to progress, it's going to have to be fueled by your imagination. You're going to have to make up scenarios in your head, or you're going to have to have a book or your notes app, and you're going to have things down. Whereas in the game, things are actually going to be simulated and changed, where they might not be simulated or changed in The Sims 4. Yeah, your imagination will probably help push things along, but it will no longer feel like it's a requirement in the game. And that's something that I've talked about before with The Sims 4. Like, I feel like your imagination has become more of a requirement in order for the stories to be rich, because there's just not much that's simulated, or there isn't as much that's simulated as there were in past Sims games. And I feel like with Rod Humble being on this team for Life by You, with there being all these things that we can adjust and tweak, and probably so much gameplay that we've yet to discover, it's going to be a different experience. It's going to feel more like how The Sims 3 felt. I can just tell. I can already tell. It's overwhelming in the absolute best freaking way. Like, I know this isn't going to be for everyone, but just, I would spend like 3 hours in here looking and just saying, oh wow, I can change that. Oh wow, I can do that. Like, look at all the columns on the side. Everything that you think of is in here. Like, and it's so easy, you know, it's so easy for the average player. Like, for example, look at the cost of the house, 218,000, and then the bike, 250. I feel like the bike could be less, but also some bikes really are that much. My bike was like $700, and it's a mountain bike. So I guess 250 is probably a normal average price for a bike. I like what they're doing with the currency and also like the prices of the home. This game is for the Sims 2 and Sims 3 girlies. I feel like the people that ride or die Sims 4 and only Sims 4 aren't gonna vibe with it because of the aesthetic, because of the art style, those things. Or maybe they will, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like generally that might be the case. The Sims 2 and the Sims 3 girlies, we are going to have a field day with this. If you are a millennial and you grew up on Sims 2 and Sims 3, welcome back, baby, because this is for you. Right, look at the car, and that's a car you would think to be $52,000, you know? I feel like with inflation, that's how much the prices are. I feel like you can get a car for $18,000 today. There probably aren't many, and you gotta really get a bargain. So I feel like $30,000 for a starting car is good. That's good. Cars should not be $700. You know what I'm saying? Like, the economy system in this game makes sense.
Hold on a second, I'll turn on the audio for a second.
This is what I was talking about in some of the previous videos where it was kind of just like him talking and clicking the mouse and then just silence. We needed to hear the game audio. We needed to hear the ambience of the game, the atmosphere. We needed to feel it. And now we have that on. So I hope that he plays for a little bit. It's okay if you can't hear it. That's the wrong hear, H-E-A-R. We'll go into audio in a future video as more is added. They've really got to fix these cars cutting this corner. It's bothering me so bad. Oh my God. I doubt that that's something they're gonna change, but it's like, girl, why are you cutting through like that? They are in a rush. Oh, here comes the cleaning service. I think that, or is that's delivery, I think, right?
I like the idea of, you know, starting out and then you go and get a job, or you start to make things creatively.
Right, make us work for things. That's part of the Sims 4's issue, is that the game is too darn easy. Why am I playing and then there's a pop-up that says, oh, you look like you're struggling. Here's 50,000 simoleons. Like, who's this game made for? 4-year-olds? Like, get a job and work. Like, what?
Question 1. In Life by You, food generation currently leads to dirty dishes that can be cleaned in any sink, and laundry can be handled with washing machines, with both activities using the same cleaning skill. We are planning to introduce dishwashing machines. How in-depth would you like this gameplay to be? Should it be on the same level as washer-dryers, or would you prefer something less or more detailed? Additionally, what about other homemaking activities, such as tidying? How intricate would you want these aspects of gameplay to be? Is detailing homemaking gameplay a significant factor for you?
Yes, yes, yes. Cleaning the house. Make that a whole thing.
We're considering adjustments to the starting wealth in the game. Since players can add or subtract money at any time, including during household creation, what economic situation would you prefer the player's characters to begin with in the world? Would you like them to start as wealthy, modest with room for growth, or something else? Currently, characters who haven't been changed can afford a cute cottage and a bicycle or a skateboard at the beginning, working their way up to more luxurious possessions. If money matters to their gameplay style, of course. Would you prefer the player's economic situation to be defined by background traits selected by the player at character start?
I like the background traits idea, the one that he talked about when we were back in the create a character mode. I don't think everyone should start out wealthy. I think everyone should kind of start off somewhere in the middle, and then based off of background traits and things that you choose, that kind of either pushes you into having less money to start out with or maybe having more money to start with. I think that is a good place to begin. I'm curious to see what people are saying with this video. Yeah, this is good because you can type in, because we saw Rod type in how much money to start out with. It would be nice if there was a drop list level with poor, modest, rich, custom. Yeah, I like that. That would definitely give players a lot of freedom. Yeah, core primary skills and then associated sub skills. A core skill would include things like cleaning and creativity. They could range from 1 to 10, but sub skills are more specific and related to a core skill. An example would be painting as a sub skill for creativity. Painting on the easel will build up your painting sub skill, but simultaneously build up the core creativity skill at a slower rate. Core skills build slowly over time when its sub skills are being worked on. Building a core skill might allow you to unlock benefits for its sub skills. High creativity skill could increase the dollar value of a piece of creative work. Exactly, that includes painting, pottery, and other related sub skills. Ooh, I see cleaning as a core skill and laundry as a sub skill. Oh, yeah, these are good. These are good suggestions. This is why I'm so happy that we're in this phase of this game where they're asking us questions and we're giving them suggestions, because they're literally going to make this the best possible game. Yeah, this comment section is just filled filled with so many great ideas and so many great suggestions. Very, very good, guys. You'll have to let me know what you think about all this below. I am absolutely blown away with the modding capabilities and customization in the first half of this video, and learning more about the economic side of things with realistic pricing, tiers, and all of that. And I'm glad that they're uploading these videos. I'm glad that they're asking these questions. There's so much that they can add with this. There's so much time until early access starts now that things have been delayed, which I'm very, very happy and grateful for. There's just a lot of potential with this game. So much potential. That's it. Share your thoughts below. How would you answer these questions? I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. So long and happy life simming.